Hey, what's going on? You're now tuned into PVD Hard Gaming. I'm Brandon, joined by my co-host Dave. Yeah, we're
Who's
back. We're back.
we're
Oh, you see the
back?
championship on the arm right here. That's for like a big deal. You know what I mean? Because we just got over having the Nintendo Switch pre-order. It's crazy. Dave, you have you ever pre-ordered a game before?
You know what? I don't think I ever did. I was always that guy who got each system a year after its release.
Yeah.
Um, whether it's because I'm cheap or like just couldn't afford it at the time, whatever. But yeah, I don't think I've ever actually done a pre-order thing like this.
No, okay.
This was a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So I'm undefeated. Every year that there was a pre-order or anything going down for a system, I always had landed one.
Yeah.
Um, Besides the PS5, that was the only one, but I didn't know it was going down, so I never had my had an opportunity to throw my hat in in the ring. So, but I had to end up buying a PS5, uh, getting that as a gift, but that was about $1,000 from the
Oh
scalpers out there.
shit.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing. You don't want to get caught out here now
No.
with the scalpers because these people are just trying to make money off of these, these systems and concert tickets and whatever the fuck they can sell out here. It's fucking
Yeah,
crazy now.
it is.
But the other night on 4/24, the Nintendo Switch 2 was up for pre-orders at midnight. So I'm basically just gonna go through my whole story on
Yeah,
just
tell
trying to get
us.
this shit.
Tell us this.
So we had Walmart, Target, Best Buy going online at midnight. You know, pre-orders were open. It was a fucking hectic, crazy night. I just want to say, because I started off, I'm like, all right, let me just go in with Best Buy and Target real quick.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I had my laptop and I had my phone going on. So I had Target on the laptop. Midnight hits. I hit the button on Target immediately. It says sold out. Just
Oh,
even when I clicked it, I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
what the fuck is going on? Like, are you kidding me
yeah.
right now? Like, this can't be for real. Like, that was a second, not even a second. And then so I'm on my thing, on my phone, I'm like, all right, let me try Best Buy. Best Buy's whole situation, I guess they weren't even ready. It was still saying coming soon. I kept on
Oh,
refreshing it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now. Like, I'm just like
it
losing it.
glitched out. Yeah.
I'm sitting there refreshing the Target one, going back and forth. Uh, nothing. And then just like probably like 20 minutes later, Target, click it again. Boom. It's in the
It
cart.
worked.
It's in the cart.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, all right, cool. Let me cash out. And so I'm sitting here going, cashing out, doing the process. Error. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Error. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm sitting there just checking everything. I'm like, is it my card? Like, what's going on
Yeah.
here? I'm sitting there trying all these other things, going through it. I'm like, all right, let me check PayPal. Let me try if I can do it through there. Nothing. Same situation. Just all these errors just kept on popping up. And it was odd. I'm like, damn, let me go back on my phone. Let me check Best Buy. Still nothing there. Not on sale yet. Still says coming soon. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I can only imagine what everybody was going through. Like I had even just let me Googled something and I had seen that some reports of people were getting the same
Yeah.
situation as me. I'm like, all right,
Hmm.
maybe it's not me. And so shit, probably around like 1:20, I end up hitting up Best Buy and it's like, all right, now it says
Oh, it's so
pre-order.
sad. Yeah.
Boom, hit it, got in line. Shit was moving for a little bit. And I'm like, all right, let me check on another device, put in Best Buy again. Boom, checked it out. And by the grace of God, it was a good one this time
The
because it was
second, the second device you did.
yeah for my for Best Buy.
Yeah.
I ended up getting the pre-order for the Best Buy over in Seekonk.
Yeah.
So that had gone through. So I'm like, all right, cool. That this is around like 1:30 now in the morning. And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding me, man. And so finally got that through. So I'm like, let me try another one. And it just kept on just ticking and ticking. I'm sitting there
Yeah.
thinking like, you know what, they're probably not gonna let anybody get two. They got it traced with your number. And so I just let that settle and kind of let it go. And there was talks about it, like GameStop was still doing pre-orders, but you had to do it in person. And that was when the GameStop stores opened nationwide, like at 11 a.m. So I was like, all right, I'll try again. And also for everybody that's listening right now, I wasn't trying to get two for myself.
Yeah.
I was getting one for Dave because
Yeah.
this is a big situation for Dave. He's now wanting to get into the gaming thing. So
Yep.
I'm like, all right, I gotta get my boy Dave one, So but there's people out there, trying to get their hands on these systems, and it's just to sell them, And so it's
Yeah.
like it sucks, but it's been a lot of talk. I understand some people didn't want to get it, but they were still upset that they didn't get one because the prices of the Switch had gone up. This is a
Mm,
$500 system now. So, but to be honest and be fair, everything that these systems are offering are definitely worth it, you
yeah.
know.
Sounds like it.
So,
Yep.
yeah, so you can't really be upset. And the thing is, it's like coming down to it, like the games are now going up to $80.
Yep.
And so with the regular base system, I think it's 450, and then the bundles are the 500s with the Mario Kart. So I was able to get two bundles for that come with Mario Kart.
That's sweet. So if you
Yeah.
guys are interested to know what the breakdown is, like what makes these things worth that price, make sure you
hmm
tune into our previous episode where Brandon did the breakdown of all the offerings, all the details that are on the Nintendo Switch 2, so you guys can hear all about it and kind of make that decision. Is this something that's worth it for you? But definitely, the way you described it, Brandon, sounded like this is like the real deal and something that like people are definitely going to want to get their hands on. So.
Yeah. So at that time, I get home and it's probably like 8 a.m. And then so I'm like, all right, let me jump over to GameStop. So I go over there, I'm looking, I'm like, there's like four people in line. And I'm like, all right, let me get over there. I had asked them, I said, oh, what time are they opening? And they said 12. So that's the thing, a big difference. It's a big jump because some of the GameStops used to open at 10, and
Yeah.
then, some still open at 11. And this one opened at 12 because I guess they just don't make money like they used to. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess the first 2 hours in the store, no one would really come through.
Yeah.
But so I was just like, all right, man, I got a little time to spare here. I had my nice little hammock chair, put that out there. You know what I mean? And
Nice.
I just kind of went to sleep
Yeah. Yeah.
for a little bit, took a nap, and then I kind of like woke up and there was like so many people behind me, having so many conversations and stuff like that. And it was cool because it's just like being in that zone, you know what I mean? Because I remember camping out with my dad when I was younger for the PS2.
Yeah.
And now just get it. Like we're not even getting a system on this day. We're just in line for pre-orders.
Pre-order.
You know what I mean? And you just see so many different people, having, conversations. I think that there was a lady probably in her like 60s was like, I can't wait. I never really gamed, but I'm here for this. There
There
was
you
a
go.
guy that was behind me just talking about everything about Pokemon, PAX trading, going to the PAX convention coming up soon. So I talked to him about that a little bit. I told him I was going to be up there for PAX. And also when we talked last time, I was like, oh man, I definitely want to be up there for press for PAX. We got in there, so I'll be at PAX,
Nice.
so that's
Yep.
that's a cool experience. So I'll be able to go check out. But yeah, what I mean, I think the first guy that got there probably was like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Dude, this like the line wrapped around the building. And like when you go, there was like a picture, like a poster on the glass window saying how many consoles they had.
Yeah.
And so the thing was, before everything even came down to it, they were saying that like each GameStop was going to have 100 pre-orders, and it didn't even come down to that. I think there was like 40 systems there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So what time do you think everybody ended up getting there? Like the bigger crowd, like 10?
uh, I want to say probably around like I want to say yeah, like 10:30, 10.
Yeah.
And
So that's
so
crazy for those people to know. Anybody who didn't get it that was in
mhm,
that line, like they needed to be there probably like an hour earlier to get closer to the
yeah.
front. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was able to look online and see everyone's different reactions. A lot of other people's GameStops did not have the same. So like this is other states and cities and stuff like that because it was just going all around. I think Providence Place, they opened at 10, but I think they probably had a total but they had a low number. It wasn't high.
Yeah.
But, seeing other people in other
I wonder if
states.
store size mattered. Like, because obviously, if it's in the mall, it's a smaller store. I don't know if that would have
Yeah,
impacted it.
that's what I was sitting
Yeah.
there thinking. But yeah, just around the world, people just had so, different opportunities. The numbers were so different. Some had 80, some had, it was nuts. But
Yeah.
to even look back at it, after it's all over and said and done, there's big gamers out there, like, YouTubers and stuff like that, that didn't get their
Yeah.
hands on one at all, tried their luck and lost
Yep.
throughout everything. So it's just like, that's why I got the belt on today, because that was a hard fight that we conquered. So we got our systems locked in and
That's
secured.
amazing. Yeah.
But
I'm actually psyched for it. I can't wait. I can't
yeah,
wait. I
it's,
even David Howard Thornton didn't get one.
yeah, I was
I
gonna
saw
sit there
him.
and bring that up.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know if you saw that or not.
There's people in line in the comments saying, "Dude, you should have dressed up as Art the Clown. You would have definitely got one." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Killed a few people, get back in line. And I seen someone else write to him saying, "Hey, you could have pulled that. Do you know who I am line?"
Yeah, exactly.
And he was just
Exactly.
like, he said, "Nah, I can't do anything like that. My mom would kill me."
Yeah, I was like kind of surprised to see that he had posted about that. But I mean, that kind of just shows how like widespread the excitement is for this.
Yeah, it's definitely big, man, because it's like I said, every system that comes out, it's something special. But this one's even more because we're also going to have a midnight release on these things too, and that's what we have been missing
Yeah,
just, from, COVID or even before that. I think the last game systems that had a midnight release were probably like the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Everything else you had to pre-order and it's just
yeah,
shipped to your house. It's not the same.
yeah,
But, I think it's definitely a special moment in history for gamers to kind of get back into this. It's just so much going on, especially with everything going on in the news with the tariffs and everything like that, that we're holding up the pre-order dates and everything like that, just in case they had to change the prices. But, I think overall, Nintendo changed. They didn't up the prices on the systems, but they upped the prices on some of the accessories and stuff like that,
sure.
like the camera and everything else. But because those shipments were already here, so I feel as though like down the road, for anybody else that hasn't gotten their hands on the system or pre-order, I don't know what it's going to be like, because the tariffs might raise, the
Sure.
prices back up later on. So that was the thing. We were looking at it like maybe we'll see a $600 Switch, and then that's when people were just like, I don't know about that.
Maybe
So
we'll hold off. Yeah. So this comes out June 5th, right?
June 5th.
That's the actual release date.
Yeah.
So yeah, get a little bit of anticipation towards that, right? You gotta wait a little bit, show some patience, but it's gonna be worth it.
It's worth it now, especially if you have one all set and paid for,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, and that was the thing too. I know that a lot of people were kind of upset because, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, those were when you pre-ordered the system, you got to pay it all up front. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so like, a lot of people at this time don't have that money to sit there and
Yeah.
pay for that, but GameStop was the other option for a lot of people because they were just asking for $50 down, which was cool. You know what I mean? So you put
For sure.
$50 down, guaranteed it, and you can take that time to pay it all off, and so yeah, it's just
GameStop knows its audience. I
yeah,
feel like
because
the other places don't.
yeah, they know their audience, but it's like it's still hard though. But they knew their audience because you can also trade in your game systems towards
Yeah.
this at GameStop.
Yep.
So there was a lot of people that did that.
A 12 p.m. Opening, $50 down. They know who their audience
Ah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't want to go against that, you know what I mean? Because it's hard out here right now. The
yeah.
economy's crazy to even just, if you don't have it to drop $500 on a game
Yeah,
system.
that's huge.
Yeah, and the
Right.
games, like I said, the games are $80. They're the first one to do it, you know what I mean? Because $80 for a Mario Kart game, and that's why a lot of people were going for the bundle because it breaks
Yeah,
it down. You save like $30.
exactly. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's been a wild ride for the Switch, and we're getting closer and closer because just a couple of weeks ago, we did the direct episode.
Yep.
And now this is the pre-order episode, and I don't know. I think we'll probably even do like a little episode live, getting the system on
Oh, that'd be
midnight
awesome. Yeah. Yep.
because
For
it's
sure.
cool because I can sit back like I said about the PlayStation 2, just that experience and that time of doing that, even going back on YouTube now and watching people's videos of interacting and stuff, waiting at
Mhm.
Electronic Boutique
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the midnight release and Best Buy. It was just a special moment in history, and I think that this is what we all need as, a lot of people that us gamers and just people that just love fandom, because that's what it just comes
Exactly.
down to now, because it's like what we have to kind of keep ourselves on solid ground. And, that's how I do it, what I mean? Because it's so much crazy shit going on in the world. Playing a game, lose yourself like we do with the
Right.
movies,
Yep.
so
And
it's
it's
definitely
funny for
special.
us because of doing PVD horror, I don't know that horror movies have the same escape as they used to because it
Mm,
has become a little bit of work for us. I mean, I still love when I can just kind of turn my brain off and watch a movie, but
yeah,
a lot of times we're doing like now we got to do a review, we got to do an episode. So like having another outlet for our first outlet is almost needed for us.
yeah,
So yeah, that's nice. And I think consumerism doesn't appreciate exclusivity because that doesn't like so having a release date to something,
hmm,
having like this excitement I know that doesn't necessarily translate into like a good business model. Maybe
yeah,
they want everybody to be able to purchase so they can make as much profit as possible. But like as a consumer, we love this stuff. Like
yeah,
not like the fact that like maybe I will, maybe I won't get something makes me want it even more. Right.
yeah,
I hate when things go like just that's like no longer special and no longer like exclusive because then I just lose interest in it. But
exactly.
yeah, that's what
But
this is all about.
it's what definitely what it's all about. These are the things that built this. Because it was just things that like kept us busy growing up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Games, movies, and all that shit. So it's cool to kind of, like you said, to sit there and for us to have these different outlets and kind of do it, just building this business of from what we loved and making it bigger, and then just being reached out to, to be able to take on different projects and shit
Yeah.
like that. That what we love is just special because it's like we put ourselves in the game in the lane where it's just horror, but we love everything.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Yep.
so,
The interests definitely span far beyond. So we try to
mhm,
incorporate a little bit of all that as we've gotten like more and more accustomed to doing this. So yeah.
yeah. So we'll see. We had the Leatherface game, Friday the 13th game. We'll see. All these guys are being incorporated into all these games. What Nintendo Switch game are you looking forward to?
Um, I mean, I don't even know to be honest with you.
Mm,
I'm actually excited just to get into like a Mario game because I haven't done
yeah.
that in so long. Being a PlayStation guy throughout all these years, but like
Hmm.
obviously my origin is the original Nintendo. So
Yeah.
I actually am excited to just even just play Mario Kart and get into that and to see I'm interested in diving into some of the like unknown horror games that I really haven't like had exposure to.
Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of what's driving me. Yeah, I'm excited just to see discover the things that I'm unfamiliar with at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Because have you ever played Dying Light before? Because it's kind of just like
The
the
last
Friday 13th.
the last couple of horror games, obviously Friday the 13th, I was big into that one. I
Hmm.
got Texas Chainsaw, I never really fully got into it. I played it a few times. I do have Until Dawn. I made it
Okay.
somewhat. I don't even think it was far, but I played that for a little bit. Dead by Daylight, I could never really get good at. I sucked at that. And Resident Evil Biohazard. I made
Okay.
good progress and then something
Hmm.
happened and I lost my progress and I just
Oh,
was like
damn.
too devastated to go back into it. So
Yeah.
those are like the last few games I've played.
Oh, man. Yeah. Talking about Until Dawn, that was a special game,
Yeah.
and I was able to check out the movie last night that just released. We'll do a review on that once you
Yep.
see it,
Yeah, I'm
kind of
hoping
put
to see it pretty
together.
soon. Yep.
But yeah, it definitely takes us back to that 2000s horror era. So I think that
Yeah.
you would like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. So,
All right,
yeah. All right. Well, Brandon, thanks for filling us in on your experience. That definitely sounds like it was a fun time and
definitely.
we'll keep everybody posted on things as they come along.
All right. And if you didn't get a pre-order, definitely check around online. And there's something going on for Nintendo's website where you can, fill out your information. But I think you need 50 hours of gameplay and have to have a Nintendo subscription for over 12 months to be included into that to just figure it out on May 8th. You know what I mean? So definitely cross your fingers. Maybe you get lucky. I have my name in that hat
Yeah.
also. So
Nice.
hopefully, if I get one, maybe we can do like a giveaway or something.
Yeah. Yep. Sounds good.
All
All right,
right,
everybody. We'll be in touch. We'll keep you posted. All right. Have a good day.
take it easy.
See you later.